And away goes the big field. We'll let them sort themselves out. The times we're looking for here for the international athletes, they have to do 10 minutes 40 for an IPCA qualifier for the IPC World Athletics Championships in October this year. And the Australian athletes have been set a higher task. They need 10:20. So Josh George leads from Kurt Fernley, Ernst van Dijk, Josh Cassidy, Jean-Philippe Miranda, Sho Watanabe and Richard Nicholson. So we have Kurt Fernley, Ernst van Dijk, Josh Cassidy, Koda Hokanui, Sho Watanabe, Richard Nicholson. And as the big pack head down the back straight, the women's 5,000 metre times, Manuela's time 12 minutes 03.56. An IPCA qualifier, Madison de Rosario 12.07.97, which is an Athletics Australia A. 12.08.35 to Shelley Woods, an IPCA, and Kazumi Nakayama 14 minutes 21.72. 1K Gorn, and it is Ernst van Dijk, Josh Cassidy, Koda Hokanui, Sho Watanabe, Richard Nicholson. Tremendous momentum in a big pack like this. Great skill to be racing with your front wheel between the back wheels of the athlete in front of you as you hurtle round a bend. They'll be getting well over 30 k's an hour on the track, these guys. And all very keen for a fast time. Not so important the winner. These athletes all want to get to the World Championships. And they need fast times to get their countries to pick them. So Josh Cassidy, fastest ever marathoner. Koda Hokanui, Sho Watanabe, Nicholson, Tristan Smythe is there, Nathan Arkley, Josh George, Kurt Fernley, Jean-Philippe Miranda, Alexander Dupont from Canada, and Kozo Kubo. Pace picked up, and it's Koda Hokanui who has picked the pace up, number 11 on the helmet. His teammate, Sho Watanabe, goes with him. So too does Richard Nicholson. Josh Cassidy, trapped. Josh George, bringing them back. Ernst van Dijk, Kurt Fernley moves smoothly into position. Nathan Arkley doesn't want to let them go. And you can see how quickly breaks can happen. You don't want to be split from the leaders, and then you'll lose that draft. And just as quickly, they all bunch up again. He trains on this track nearly every day. Canberra's Richard Nicholson pulls them round. 7 laps to go. Josh Cassidy, Josh George, Kurt Fernley, Nathan Arkley. Coming through now, Alexander Dupont. Koda Hokanui is there. So too, Richard Coleman. Sho Watanabe is behind him. Tristan Smythe. Pace has picked up a little there. Josh George, Kurt Fernley. Nathan Arkley trying to pull them back. Stuck in no man's land. And here comes Koda Hokanui to bring them back. Then Coleman, Watanabe, DuPont. So 3 athletes skipped away here. Australia's Kurt Fernley. 5 laps to go. Josh George from the USA. Koda Hokanui from Japan. Moving through, Sho Watanabe. Coleman's there in the yellow chair. Kozo Kubo it is in the orange sleeves. Trying to tuck back into 5th place there. Josh George with the distinctive disc wheels in that second pack. But the lead pack will see that they have just 1 mile to go. Joshua George, Koda Hokanui, Kurt Fernley, Sho Watanabe. That's Tristan Smythe, Richard Coleman, Josh Cassidy, Richard Nicholson, Alexander DuPont. We'll have a wee peek at their numbers, make sure I've got them right, I'm not inventing anyone. No, Kurt Fernley comes through, Josh George, Koda Hokanui, Sho Watanabe and Kozo Kubo. So we have 3 Japanese in the top 5, an Australian and an American. And you can hear the big thwacks as the athletes hit those push rims. Kurt Fernley brings them up. 2 laps to go. Oh, they're getting a bit cagey. Not the best place to be. 2 laps to go. Kurt Fernley, Josh George, Koda Hokanui, Sho Watanabe and Kozo Kubo. It's back to Ernst van Dyke, Josh Cassidy, Richard Coleman now looking stronger. Richard Nicholson. And here come the 5. 1 lap to go. Jockeying for position, Josh George out in front. Koda Hokanui, Sho Watanabe, Kurt Fernley and Kozo Kubo. Ernst van Dyke, Richard Coleman and Josh Cassidy. Richard Nicholson. Tristan Smythe and Alexander DuPont. Josh George has pulled them the whole last lap. That's extraordinary. He's doing all the work. Kota Honkanui pulls wide. Kurt Fernley pulls wide. On the inside, Josh George. George, Honkanui, Fernley. Watanabe and Kubo. Ernst van Dyke. Here comes Josh Cassidy and Richard Coleman. Tristan Smythe, Alexander Dupont, the Canadians, Richard Nicholson.